The first thing Olivia noticed about the house was that it smelled like somebody was trying too hard to prove they were happy. Vanilla candles, lemon polish, fresh flowers sitting perfectly in the middle of a marble table that probably cost more than her mother's old car. Nothing smelled lived in. Nothing smelled real. Even the silence felt expensive. Her father opened the front door wider and smiled nervously, like he wasn't sure whether to hug her or apologize first. "Hey, Liv." 12 years. 12 years, and that was what he came up with. "Hey, Liv." Olivia stood there in the Seattle rain, holding one suitcase and a backpack that still smelled faintly like hospital sanitizer from the last month of her mother's life. She looked past him into the giant, glowing house and immediately hated it. Not because it was ugly, because it wasn't. The place looked warm, safe, like the kind of home where people actually sat down for dinner together instead of eating microwaved pasta beside unpaid bills. That was the problem. Her father had built an entire life here, while she and her mother slowly disappeared somewhere else. "You gonna stand in the rain forever?" he asked softly. Olivia realized she hadn't moved. Thinking about it, a tiny, awkward laugh escaped him. "Fair." She stepped inside. Hardwood floors, huge staircase, soft music somewhere in the background. Family photos hanging across the walls. So many photos. Christmas mornings, beach vacations, birthday cakes, matching sweaters. Her father smiling in every single frame beside people she'd never met. Present, consistent, happy, the exact version of him she never got. "Dad?" a voice called from the kitchen. "Is she here?" Then footsteps, fast ones. A woman appeared around the corner, drying her hands on a dish towel. Blonde hair tied back loosely. Calm face. The kind of woman who probably remembered to water plants and answer birthday texts on time. She slowed slightly when she saw Olivia standing there soaked and tense. "Hi," she said carefully. "I'm Claire." Olivia nodded once. "Olivia." Claire smiled softly. Not fake. That somehow made Olivia trust her less. "We're really glad you came." "We." Strange word. Another voice interrupted before Olivia could answer. "Wait, she actually came?" A teenage boy appeared, carrying a basketball under one arm. Tall, dark-haired, maybe 17. He looked Olivia up and down bluntly before saying, "Damn, you literally have Dad's face." "Ethan," Claire warned immediately. "What? I'm being observational." Olivia almost smiled against her will. Almost. Ethan noticed. "There it is," he said, pointing at her. "Tiny emotion." "Don't scare her off on the first night," another voice muttered. A girl around Olivia's age walked into the hallway holding her phone charger. Curly, dark hair, oversized sweatshirt, sharp eyes, smarter than she looked at first glance. "I'm Nora," she said. "Sorry about him." "I'm hilarious, actually," Ethan replied, clinically. Olivia glanced at her father. He looked weirdly nervous, like all these people mattered to him enough that her opinion could actually hurt. That realization made something twist painfully inside her chest. "Dinner's almost ready," Claire said gently. Her father grabbed Olivia's suitcase. "I'll show you your room." Upstairs, the house somehow felt even quieter. Rain slid down giant windows overlooking dark water somewhere beyond the trees. The kind of view rich people pretend not to care about anymore. Her father opened a bedroom door near the end of the hallway. "We tried to make it comfortable." The room was beautiful. Soft lighting, fresh sheets, books stacked neatly on shelves, a folded blanket at the edge of the bed. Too thoughtful, too prepared. Olivia immediately hated how safe it felt. You didn't have to do all this. I wanted to. Silence. Her father shifted awkwardly beside the suitcase. Same nervous habit he had when she was little, rubbing the back of his neck when he didn't know what to say. Weird how tiny things survived abandonment. Olivia crossed her arms. Why now? There it was, the real question underneath everything. His shoulders dropped slightly. Liv. No, seriously. Her voice stayed calm somehow. Why now? Rain tapped softly against the windows behind them. 12 years and suddenly you want me here? He looked down briefly. I should have called more. That's a very creative way to describe disappearing. Your mother made things complicated. Olivia's jaw tightened instantly. Don't do that. I'm not blaming her. You literally just blamed her. He sighed hard through his nose. It's complicated. No. Olivia looked directly at him now. It's actually very simple. You left. Silence filled the room completely. Then Claire called from downstairs. Dinner! Her father closed his eyes for half a second, like someone rescued him from drowning. We'll talk later. Olivia watched him leave. The second the door shut, her body sagged with exhaustion. She sat slowly on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing. Then her eyes drifted toward a framed photo sitting on the bookshelf. Her father, standing between Ethan and Nora during some hiking trip, all three laughing into mountain wind while Claire held the camera. Perfect family. Olivia used to draw pictures like that when she was little. Pictures where her father still lived with them. Pictures where nobody left. Dinner felt like entering a TV show halfway through season 5. Everybody already knew each other's rhythms. Ethan stole food off Nora's plate automatically. Claire refilled glasses before people asked. Her father looked at Olivia every couple minutes like he was checking she hadn't vanished. So, Chicago, Ethan said casually while passing bread. Is it true people there survive purely on caffeine and rage? Mostly rage, Olivia answered before thinking. Ethan grinned immediately. Okay, good. She's funny. Nora rolled her eyes. You think sarcasm is a personality? It's several personalities. Claire sighed. I live with children. You married one, too, Nora muttered under her breath. Olivia accidentally laughed. Tiny, but real. Her father smiled instinctively at the sound before catching himself. That annoyed her more than it should have. The conversation moved around her for a while. School stories, neighborhood gossip, family jokes built through years she never got to exist inside. Then Claire asked softly, How's your mom doing these days? Silence hit the table so fast it physically hurt. Claire froze immediately. Ethan slowly lowered his fork. Nora closed her eyes briefly. Her father looked sharply at Claire like someone slapped him. Olivia stared down at her plate. She died in February. Nobody moved. Claire covered her mouth instantly. Oh my God, Olivia, I'm so sorry. Her father looked devastated, not guilty, devastated. Real grief cracked across his face so suddenly it almost confused her. Why didn't anyone tell me? He whispered. Olivia looked up slowly. You're kidding, right? Liv. You weren't there when she was alive, either. Ethan stared hard at the table. Nora looked deeply uncomfortable. Claire whispered softly, Maybe we should... No. Olivia forced a small shrug. It's fine. But it wasn't fine, not even close. Dinner never recovered after that. Everybody tried too hard afterward. Claire became gentler, Ethan quieter. Her father barely spoke at all. Later that night, Olivia couldn't sleep. Rain whispered endlessly against the windows, while the unfamiliar house creaked softly around her. Around midnight, she finally gave up and wandered downstairs for water. The kitchen glowed dimly under hanging lights. Empty, quiet. She poured herself a glass and leaned against the counter, staring into the dark backyard. Then she noticed the basement door slightly open at the end of the hallway. Earlier, during dinner, Ethan mentioned the basement while joking about Dad's serial killer storage obsession. At the time, everybody laughed except her father. Now, standing alone in the quiet house, Olivia couldn't stop staring at the narrow strip of darkness beyond the basement stairs. Curiosity won. She grabbed her phone flashlight and headed down. The basement was enormous. Concrete floors, shelves stacked with storage boxes, old furniture under white sheets, dust floating through the beam of her flashlight. It looked ordinary at first, just rich people storage. Then she noticed something strange. At the far end of the basement, partially hidden behind stacked boxes, stood a narrow wooden door with a heavy lock attached. Olivia frowned. Why lock a room inside your own basement? Footsteps creaked overhead suddenly. Voices drifted faintly from upstairs. Her father and Claire. Olivia instinctively killed the flashlight and moved quietly beneath the staircase. "You should have told me she died," Claire whispered sharply. "I didn't know," her father answered. "I'm serious." His voice sounded strained. "Nobody told me." Silence. Then Claire spoke softer. "She looks exactly like Rebecca." Rebecca. Hearing her mother's name from strangers felt wrong somehow. "Did you move the boxes?" her father asked quietly. Another silence. Longer this time. "Not yet." Olivia's stomach tightened. "You said you handled it." "I tried." Claire sounded nervous now. "I didn't think she'd ever come here." Olivia leaned closer unconsciously. "If she finds those photos," her father muttered. "Photos? Maybe we should just tell her." "No." Immediate, sharp. "Absolutely not." Claire exhaled slowly. "Mark, she deserves to know." "You think this helps her?" "I think lying for 12 years already destroyed enough people." Silence again. Then footsteps moved away toward the kitchen. Olivia stayed frozen beneath the stairs long after the voices disappeared. Her pulse hammered painfully now. If she finds those photos... Slowly, she turned back toward the locked room. Whatever her father was hiding, it was in there. The next morning, everything felt different. Olivia sat at the kitchen island drinking coffee while secretly studying everyone around her. Ethan argued with Nora about stealing his hoodie. Claire packed lunches. Her father pretended to read emails while obviously distracted. Nobody mentioned last night. Nobody mentioned Rebecca. Nobody mentioned the basement. "You look terrifying this morning," Nora said casually. Olivia blinked. "What?" "You're staring at Dad like you're waiting for him to confess to murder." Ethan snorted, laughing. "Honestly, same." Her father sighed tiredly. "Good morning to you, too." Nora narrowed her eyes slightly at Olivia. "You didn't sleep." "Jet lag." "Lie." Nora noticed immediately, but didn't push. Smart girl. Ethan grabbed car keys off the counter. "You want to see Seattle later?" Olivia looked surprised. "Why?" "Because if you spend another full day in this house silently glaring at walls, Claire's gonna start stress baking." "I already started," Claire admitted quietly. Ethan pointed dramatically. "See? We're in danger." Against her will, Olivia smiled slightly. Ethan noticed instantly. Boom. Emotional breakthrough. Her father smiled too for just a second before looking away quickly. Later that afternoon, Ethan drove her downtown in an ancient Jeep that smelled like wet hoodies and fast food fries. Seattle blurred gray outside the windows while music blasted through damaged speakers. "So," Ethan said casually at a stoplight, "Dad definitely screwed up, huh?" Olivia looked over sharply. "Direct." "I don't really do subtle," he shrugged. "Plus, everybody's acting weird around you. Maybe because I'm the abandoned daughter hidden in the attic." Ethan physically winced. "Okay, yeah. Hearing it out loud sounds significantly worse." Silence settled for a moment while rain smeared across the windshield. Then Ethan spoke quieter. "For what it's worth, he talks about you constantly." Olivia frowned immediately. "What?" "Not in a creepy way." "Strong clarification." Ethan laughed once. "I mean, he kept all your old drawings and birthday cards and stuff." Olivia stared at him. "Where?" "Storage, mostly." "In the basement?" "Yeah." Her pulse quickened slightly. "What's inside the locked room downstairs?" Ethan glanced over confused. "The what?" "The locked room." "There's no locked room." Olivia frowned. "I literally saw it." Ethan looked genuinely confused now. "I've lived there 10 years. There's no locked room." Cold spread slowly through Olivia's chest. He wasn't lying. Or if he was terrifyingly good at it. That night, Olivia waited until the house went quiet again. Then, she slipped downstairs barefoot through darkness, with her flashlight shaking slightly in her hand. The basement air felt colder tonight somehow. She moved carefully between shelves toward the hidden room, then froze. The door stood open now, just slightly, a narrow slice of darkness beyond it. Someone had been inside. Olivia's heart started pounding violently. Every instinct screamed at her to leave. Instead, she pushed the door wider. The room beyond was small, windowless. Shelves lined the walls covered in storage boxes, but Olivia barely noticed any of it because directly across from her hung a massive corkboard filled completely with photographs. Her photographs. Hundreds of them. Olivia at 6 years old outside her elementary school. Olivia eating birthday cake at 13. Olivia carrying groceries beside her exhausted mother. Olivia sitting alone after graduation in the rain because nobody came. Some photos looked recent. Horrifyingly recent. Her breathing stopped. Each picture had dates underneath in her father's handwriting. Every birthday, every year, every stage of her life carefully documented from a distance. In the center hung one larger photo than the rest. 8-year-old Olivia standing outside their apartment, holding a handmade sign that read, "Come home, Dad." Underneath it, written carefully in black marker, were 4 words that made her entire body go cold. "I never stopped watching." "You weren't supposed to find this yet." Olivia spun around so fast she nearly screamed. Her father stood in the doorway, pale as death. Rainwater darkened his sweater like he'd gone outside searching for her. Neither of them spoke for a second. Olivia couldn't breathe properly. "What the hell is this?" Her voice came out shaking. Her father looked at the wall of photographs before answering quietly. "Proof." "Proof of what?" Silence. "That I never abandoned you." Olivia stared at him in disbelief. "You stalked me." "No." "Are you insane?" "Olivia." "Those are pictures from my school." Her voice cracked harder now. "From my apartment, my graduation, Mom's hospital." Fear finally entered her chest beneath the anger. Real fear. "How long were you watching us?" Her father looked destroyed suddenly. "The whole time." Olivia physically stepped backward. That is not normal. I know how it looks. It looks terrifying. He rubbed both hands over his face shakily. Your mother thought this would happen. Don't talk about her. Liv, please just listen to me for 5 minutes. No! Her eyes burned now. You disappear for 12 years, then secretly collect pictures of me like some psycho? I was trying to protect you. From what? Silence. Wrong silence. Olivia noticed instantly. Dad. He looked away. Another wrong move. From what? The basement suddenly felt colder. Her father stared at the floor for a long moment before speaking quietly. Your mother lied to you about why I left. Olivia laughed bitterly. Oh, this should be good. Rebecca wanted you hidden. What does that even mean? It means she thought someone was watching our family. Olivia blinked, then actually laughed once in disbelief. Seriously? I'm not joking. You expect me to believe Mom invented some conspiracy and you responded by stalking me for 12 years? I hired people to make sure you were safe. That is stalking! Olivia, did Mom know? That question landed hard. He hesitated. Tiny pause, but enough. Olivia felt her stomach drop. Oh my God! Her father looked miserable now. At first? After a while, she stopped answering my calls. Olivia stared at him like a stranger. So you secretly watched us anyway? Because I knew something was wrong. What? His jaw tightened. Rebecca got scared near the end. Olivia's anger faltered slightly. Near the end of what? Before she died. Something shifted uncomfortably in her chest. What are you talking about? Her father moved slowly toward one of the storage shelves and pulled down an old cardboard box. Your mother mailed this to me 2 weeks before she passed. Olivia stared at the box warily. What is it? I haven't opened it. Why not? His eyes lifted to hers slowly. Because she wrote your name on it instead of mine. Silence. Rain whispered faintly against the basement windows somewhere far above them. Olivia looked at the dusty box carefully now. Her name was written across the top in her mother's handwriting. Olivia. Her throat tightened instantly. Why didn't you give it to me? Because I was afraid of what was inside. Before Olivia could answer, a loud crash echoed upstairs. Both of them froze. Another noise followed, the front door slamming open. Then footsteps. Multiple footsteps. Fast. Her father's entire expression changed instantly. Panic. Real panic. Stay here, he whispered sharply. What? Another voice echoed faintly from upstairs. Male. Angry. Search the house. Olivia's blood went cold. Her father grabbed her arm hard. Listen to me very carefully. Dad, if anything happens, take the box and leave through the back staircase behind those shelves. What is happening? He looked more terrified than she'd ever seen another human being. They found you first. Upstairs, something shattered violently, and then Olivia heard a voice she recognized immediately from somewhere deep in childhood memory. A voice her mother used to fear so much she locked every door in their apartment at night. Mark! The man shouted upstairs. You should have stayed gone.